Greening the Greyfields is a project developing geospatial tools and working with local government to try and use them and to, I guess, encourage developers to use them and increase density in those areas. But it also allows us to look at the impacts of doing that. So it has a tool that says, look, if we change the type of development, we increase the density, we increase the number of floors, we angle the development in a slightly different direction so it's maybe facing the sun more. What impact does that have on a whole range of things? What impact does it have on cost? What impact does it have on desirability for people wanting to buy it? What impact does it have on carbon emissions? A whole range of things like that. The Greyfield bit it's these middle suburbs, so it's not the brownfield and it's not the greenfield, and they're the two ones we talk about, so it's the middle suburbs. And the greening bit is making it more attractive, but it's also making it attractive in terms of things like carbon emissions. So it's saying let's bring in green technologies, let's reduce emissions, let's make them more sustainable, let's make them places where people will walk and cycle and use public transport more. What is a geospatial tool? It's a planning tool that allows you to do geographic information systems. So you can use computerized maps. So the first part of it is saying where's the best place to put these developments. And so you're using computerized maps to see which part of the city should they go in. Geospatial science crosses a range of disciplines. It crosses geography, engineering, computer science, mathematics. The tools have only been developed in Christchurch and they're still in early stages of development. And so the project has now become part of National Science Challenge 11, which is building better homes, towns and cities. It's one of the big national science challenges. The tools are being less about being developed for, they're more about being developed with local governments. So we're working very closely with the Christchurch City Council at the moment. We're also working with LINZ, Treasury, MB. We're going to be working with Wellington and Auckland councils, and we've already had some conversations with them as well. It's very much a case of a co-creation model where we're doing it with them. We're trying to develop in what we call open source tools, so the tools that are developed by the academic and research community and developers, but they're freely available. And we're also trying to make it so that they can upload data. So one of the challenges is the data sets that feed into these tools are often quite complex, and we need to make it so that they can upload those data sets themselves. So it is something that at the end of the project is not something that relies on us being around to help them. To me, the end outcome is high density living where people are living in really nice, higher density units. And at the moment, and low cost, because at the moment, some of the higher density units we have are really fancy apartments and they cost $1 million or $2 million. That's not what we're trying to do. There's nothing wrong with that, but what we're trying to do is get it in so people can live in a nice high density unit and look out into green space and walk to work or walk to wherever they're going or get the bus and are paid $350,000 for it or $300,000. And that they can choose to live there with or without kids, and there's a whole range of different people. And because of that, we've started to solve some of the problems of density and urban sprawl that we've got at the moment. And there'll be really positive health outcomes as well because people will be more physically active.